Hi everybody, I have a good recipe for you today and it is perfect for winter months. It is an eggplant stew. So we're using eggplant, chickpeas, all kinds of good veggies. We're all gonna mix it up in there with some good spices, warming spices. Eggplant is also a grounding ingredient, which I'm using in all my recipes in, what month is it? January, going along with my emotional health recharge series. In here, don't be afraid of the sizzle that's about to happen. So I have about 3 tablespoons of olive oil in here, and I have it over medium heat. Like you want to go medium, medium high. So this is going to be like a quick saute. So I'm going to put in here my beautiful chopped veggies. So I have a small onion. I have about, my carrots are pretty small, so I did like three carrots. So you want to do like a cup of onion, cup of carrots, and then I did, today I'm using a cubanelle pepper instead of a bell pepper. So I love cubanelle peppers. Very similar to a bell pepper. They're not spicy, but they just have like a slightly more citrusy kick, I guess. They're good. If you can't find these, green bell pepper is fine. Red if you want. Whatever color you want. Yellow, orange. You do you. So we're going in here, basically all of this. Don't want to make too much of a mess, but we're gonna put all this in here, and this is gonna saute for just like 2 or 3 minutes, just to start getting it soft, because we're gonna start this stew on the stove, and then we're gonna stick it in the oven. So I'm doing this in the Dutch oven, which is oven safe. If you don't, you can definitely do this portion in like a large pot, and then transfer it to a heat safe dish that you can put in the oven. So I'm just lazy and I don't want to clean 2 things, so I'm doing it all in one. Okay, so we're making a stew. So this I chopped to all like kind of like bite-sized pieces. So we're gonna give this just like a minute or 2 to start. Hopefully you can hear me over the sizzling. We are going to add our spices. So you want to add the spices kind of when the olive oil is in there. You don't want to like put in your liquids and then add your spices, because it kind of just gets like mixed around in the liquid. You want it to actually hit the oil in the bottom of the pan so it has a chance to toast and kind of like release even more of the flavor. So we are going to do garlic first. So I would say, you guys know I love my sweet garlic. I'm going to put in like a good tablespoon of this. So I would say probably like, I don't know, 3 cloves. If you love garlic, put in 4, put in 5. You do what you want. But I would say, yeah, that's probably about 3-ish cloves of garlic. We're going to do 2 bay leaves right in there. A teaspoon, I have smoked paprika. If you just have the sweet paprika, that's fine. About a teaspoon. I don't measure my spices. If you're mad about it, just get a measuring spoon and measure your spices. So I just eyeball it. About a teaspoon. I'm going to do a teaspoon of oregano, dried oregano. Not the same amount. There we go. About like, maybe like between 1/2 and 3/4 of a teaspoon of cinnamon. A little nice warming spice here. And we're going to do a 1/2 teaspoon-ish of turmeric. Now, you don't want to put too much of the things that will like overpower everything, but just the right hand is like really good flavor. So, a little bit. Beautiful. Okay. So, I'm going to stir this around. Also add some salt and pepper. And see how the turmeric is giving it like that yellowy color? So good. Actually, I'm going to add in my eggplant, and then I'm going to salt everything then. So I also I peeled and diced up the eggplant. So you want about 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds of eggplant. So that's either like 1 large one or 2 smaller ones. I usually go for the smaller ones just because sometimes the large ones can be a little bit bitter. But I cut these, you see, in like larger chunks. So these are a little bit more than bite size. Just because when eggplant cooks, it kind of breaks down, and I don't want like little tiny pieces that turn into mush. I want still some like consistency and body in here. So So I did like bigger bite size. So all that goes in there. We're gonna do a good pinch of salt and pepper. Now I have my salt and pepper here. One side was salt and one side was pepper, but when my 3-year-old likes to help me cook, she likes to put the pepper in the salt, which is fine because I always add salt and pepper to everything, but so maybe she's helping me. Now I just have to do 1 pinch instead of 2. It is. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Too late now. It's either use it or throw it away, and I'm not throwing it away. Okay. There we are. Now I'm just gonna stir this. Hold on. This is a heat safe dish, so the handles are a little warm. I don't want to burn myself. So I'm gonna just stir just to kind of get everything coated. And then I'm gonna add my liquids. Okay, super easy. 2 cans of chickpeas. Don't drain them, just dump them in. Probably thinking, what? Never had a recipe where I don't drain the chickpeas. Now you know one. Because this is a stew, it's not going to be super liquidy. So this is going to help with our liquid. It's going to also, that water in the chickpeas kind of like thickens it up, so it's good. And then a large can of diced tomatoes. Also, right in. Bam. That's it. So now it's full. So I'm going to stir all this together just so everything is combined. Then you're gonna wanna bring this to a boil. And once it comes to a boil, you cover it, stick it in a 400-degree oven for about 20 to 25 minutes. So I would stick it in for 20 minutes, pull it out and check it. Some people like it a little bit softer. They want it cooked down a little bit more. I like it so my veggies still have a little bit of texture to them, so I don't want to like cook it to death. That's why I'm saying 20 to 25 minutes, depending on, you know, depending on how you like it. So, as you know, recipes are just a suggestion. So that's what I'm suggesting. You check it, and then if you want more time, stick it back in there. So this recipe is easy because it's about like 15 minutes of hands-on time, and then you just stick it in the oven and then you're done. Now, this looks good. All covered, mash it down in there. Okay, so bring this to a boil, cover it in the oven, 420 minutes, and then we come back. I will show you all the yummy stuff that I have to eat with this, and we'll finish it off. So here is my stew. Super thick and yummy. It's steaming. Now, while this was cooking, I also just made some couscous like that. I mean, you can eat it just like this. This is a complete meal, totally fine. Now, I made couscous just because I have it. I always have it. My kids eat it raw. Don't get into that. But I just cooked it. It just takes 10 minutes. So I just threw it on the stove and let it cook while this was cooking. So I just put a little, a little bit of couscous in there. It's nice just to have like a little bed for all the juice to like soak up into that little pasta. You can also do rice if you wanted to, or just the stew. It's fine. So I'm going to scoop out. Oh man, this smells good. Okay, so like I said, I did about 25 minutes, and then I put it back in for a few minutes just to kind of let a little bit of the moisture escape. Now, if you, I like my vegetables with a little bit of a bite to them, so that's why I did about 25 minutes. If you want everything a little softer and, that's up to you. Just cook it a little bit longer, maybe 35 minutes. Just test it. Pull it out. You'll know. Whenever you say, this is how I like it, then you know it's ready. It's steaming. You guys see that? Facial? All right, now you could totally eat it just like this because it looks beautiful. But why do you like this when you can add a sauce? Hello. I'm a huge fan of sauces. So I think any like soup or stew or anything could always use a little bit of freshness. While it's always delicious like this, a good like even like a dash of vinegar or like a squeeze of lemon at the end is Now, I do have lemon, so I'm going to squeeze just like a little bit of lemon right over the top and some parsley. Now, I always love fresh herbs, so I'll put them in whenever I can. It's getting cuter, right? And also, I made tzatziki sauce. So this eggplant stew is kind of like a Mediterranean vibe, so I went with tzatziki sauce because I like when, especially if you're gonna make a big batch of something, if you're gonna eat it a few times, I like to have like a sauce or something to kind of switch it up. So I like doing the lemon, some herbs, this sauce that you can, I'm not gonna mix it in, but I'm putting it on the side so you can mix it in with some bites, not with others. Just so kind of each bite is a little bit different so you don't get bored eating the same thing, but it just changes it up. So I love tzatziki sauce. It is like a yogurt-based cucumber sauce. Now, traditional tzatziki sauce is made with Greek yogurt. I'm gonna say it right now, I do not like Greek yogurt. I think it's gross, sorry. Makes me mad when I go to the store and there's the regular yogurt section is this big and like there's like a whole wall of Greek yogurt. Stop. So, anytime there is a recipe that says Greek yogurt, I always use sour cream instead. So that is what I have done. Now, this stew is also vegan up to this point. So if you wanted to keep it vegan, you either leave this out or you can make the tzatziki sauce with a non-dairy yogurt alternative. You could do the same thing and just replace the sour cream with the non-dairy yogurt. So in here, I got a cup of sour cream, about a half of a grated English cucumber. You definitely want to grate it, and then I took it in my hands and squeezed, even like through a towel, squeeze out all the excess moisture, because if you just grate the cucumber and put it in here, this is going to be like soup because there's a ton of water in cucumber. So I did that, a little dash of salt and pepper, some garlic, vinegar, that's it. So this is like a tangy, creamy little addition to our stew. So I'm just gonna put a good spoonful of this on the side. This is good if you want to dip it in with pita chips or naan. Actually, I do have naan and I forgot to grab it, but that's okay. So naan is also good for soaking up all that extra juice. All right, and since we're going for it, feta cheese. Crumbled feta. Now, I always say recipes are just a suggestion, and this is my strong suggestion when it comes to feta cheese. Always, 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 always buy the block of feta cheese and not the pre-crumbled. Trust me. I used to buy the pre-crumbled for a long time, and I was like, oh, it's cheaper. Let me just get the crumbled that's already done. It's not cheaper because the full block is twice as much and it's only like $1 more, and it's so much better. Like the moisture content is crazy, it's salty, it's crazy the difference. So spend the extra $1, get double the amount, and always buy the fresh feta. Look how cute. Yum. I'm excited. I already have some. Let's try. Hopefully I let it cool enough that I'm not going to totally burn my mouth when I eat this bite. We'll find out, I guess. Let me get some cheese. Give it a second. This is like one of those meals that is super hearty and filling, and it's definitely gonna fill you up, but you're not gonna be like overloaded and heavy after you, which is like the perfect combo. So here we go. This is crazy good. Man, I think I should have another bite just to confirm. Yep. The stew is really good. It's like really, really warm and cozy. You have the salty cheese. This sauce, please make it with this. It's so good. Just like the mixture of like flavors. This is like tangy and creamy. Oh my gosh. This is a winner, you guys. Okay. Eggplant stew. Go ahead, make it. You have lunch for the whole week. I hope you love it. And I'll see you guys next time.